Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be giving my predictions for the 2025 MLB season. So we have the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Peralta versus Rodon. They signed Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm. They also have Jason Dominguez, who is a highly touted prospect from their AAA affiliate, and Paul Goldschmidt, who is from the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. Aaron Judge. They have Ben Rice, Anthony Volpe, and good team. The Brewers have Capra, Churio, William Contreras, Frelick, Hoskins, and Yelich, who is coming back from the injury. I think the Brewers will win this game, even though they're playing in the Bronx, but there may be a little bit of World Series hangover there. And I'll just be going through my predictions kind of quickly here. So we have the Orioles versus the Blue Jays. They're playing in Toronto. Eflin versus Barrios. Bo Bichette, Clement, Jimenez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and then they have Henderson, Holiday, Rushman. I think that the Blue Jays will win here, even though the Orioles will have a good team. And moving on, we have the Red Sox versus the Rangers. Garrett Crochet, who was on the White Sox, versus Nathan Eovaldi, who used to be on the Red Sox. And the Rangers have a good team, but they underperformed. Wyatt Langford, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, and then Bregman, Casas, Denvers. So I think that the Rangers will win here, although I do think the Red Sox will have a much improved team. Then we have the Phillies versus the Nationals, Wheeler versus Gore. Washington has a good young team with Abrams and just a lot of prospects there. Then Phillies have Harper. They have Realmuto, Schwarber, Scott. So I am giving it to the Phillies here. And then we have the Guardians versus the Royals playing in Kansas City. BB versus Reagans, and Bobby Wood Jr., and then you have Stephen Kwan, who is doing really well, Jose Ramirez. I will give it to the Guardians here. And then we have the Mets versus the Astros, Clay Holmes versus Framber Valdez. They're playing in Houston. Clay Holmes used to be a relief pitcher, but now is trying to be a starter. And the Astros have Altuve, Pena, and the Mets have Soto. They have Acuna, Alonso. And they have Lindor, who's a great shortstop. I think the Mets get the win here. And moving on, we have the Giants versus the Reds, Logan Webb versus Hunter Green. The Reds have Eli De La Cruz. They also have McLean, who has done really well for them. The Giants signed Willie Adames. And I am giving it to the Reds. Then we have the Braves versus the Padres, Chris Sale versus King. And they have Arise, they have Cronenworth, Merrill, Tatis, Machado, and then for the Braves, they have Acuna, they have Olsen, they have Azuna, Austin Riley. Very good team. I'm giving it to the Braves. And then we have the Angels versus the White Sox, Kikuchi versus Burke. I will be giving it to the Angels. And moving on, we have Pittsburgh versus Miami, Skeens versus Alcantara. Great pitching matchup. They're playing in Miami. I'm giving it to the Pirates. And then we have Minnesota versus St. Louis, Lopez versus Gray. St. Louis, I'm giving it to the Twins here because I think they're the better team. Then we have the Tigers versus the Dodgers, Skubal versus Snell. Just very good pitching matchup. Dodgers, I'm going to be biased because I'm a Dodgers fan, and we just came off a winning World Series, so I'm giving it to the Dodgers. Then we have the Cubs versus the Diamondbacks playing at Chase Field. I think the Diamondbacks win, and we have the Athletics versus the Mariners, and I think the Mariners win that. And then we'll go into my predictions for the division. So, in starting off in the AL East, I think the Red Sox will be much improved, and I think they're going to win their division. They got Garrett Crochet, Walker Buehler, and a lot of young talent that they seem to underperform. And the Yankees may not be as well because of Garrett Cole's injury. We don't know how that's going to do, although they still have a very good team. The Orioles, also very young team. The Rays, they'll be playing in a minor league stadium. And the Blue Jays still are a little bit away from competing. And I know Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is approaching free agency. Then in the Central, it's kind of always a toss-up there. But I believe the Guardians, either the Guardians or the Tigers will win their division. And for the AL West, I think the Astros will win their division. And I think that the Mariners and the Rangers could get the wild card. Then we have the Braves in the NL East. I think they'll win as long as Acuna stays healthy. They have a very good pitching rotation with Chris Sale, Strider, and they also have Chris Sale, Strider, and among other very good players. And then Marlins are still rebuilding. Mets, I think, Mets and Phillies could get the wild cards. And then we move to the Central, where I think the Brewers will win, even though people seem to think it's going to be the Cubs. I just think the Brewers have a lot of young talent and have been doing well with their farming system. And I think that the Reds, Cubs, or Cardinals could get the wild card. And then the NL West, I think it's going to be the Dodgers winning the division. And the wild card will probably either go to the Padres or the Diamondbacks. And then for the AL MVP, I think it'll be Aaron Judge again. And for the NL MVP, I think it'll be Shohei Ohtani. He's going to pitch this year as well as being designated hitter. And we'll have to see how he does. Also, Freddie Freeman coming back from his injuries, and Mookie Betts, he'll be back. They said will be back for opening day, and he's also playing second base this season, which is different from when he was playing in right field. So I'm sure he will be. Hope he's feeling better after the illness and everything. And then for the Rookie of the Year for the American League, I think it's going to be Jason Dominguez. He's been really trying to doing really well with the Yankees AAA affiliate, and even when he was called up, he was doing well before injuries there. And for the National League, I think it'll be Sasaki. Sasaki did really well in Japan. He won World Baseball Classic, and he won their equivalent of the Cy Young Award. So he's just very good and will probably be the Rookie of the Year this year. And so those are my predictions. And as we go to Baseball Prospectus, these are what they think is going to happen. So they think Baltimore is going to win. Minnesota, the Rangers, the Braves, the Cubs, and the Dodgers, and they have these projections. I also checked on Fangraphs and also just MLB.com's website, and they think that the winner this year will be again Dodgers Yankees, or I think they also said it could be Red Sox Dodgers, so that's a little bit different from last year as well, and should be a very good season, very competitive as always. I'm really excited for the Dodgers. They have a good team, very good pitching rotation with Ohtani, Kershaw, Snell, Glasnow, and then also Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May coming back. We have Sasaki, and just should be a great season to watch. Starts tomorrow, and I always like to see how these predictions go. Remember to like, comment, and favorite the video, as it really helps me out, and let me know who you're rooting for in the comments. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.